us in the Personal Democracy Forum family, I'm happy to say that we have unconditional love from our sponsors. We're very, very, very fortunate to have them. And I normally thank them at the end of one of these conferences, but this year I've decided to acknowledge them at the beginning. So we couldn't put this on without their support. There are many people here who were able to attend because of their support, fellowships and other types of programs. So I'm just going to quickly read them to you. Microsoft, AT&T, Google, the Ford Foundation, Omidyar Network, Harvard Institute of Politics and the Shorenstein Center, Mobile Commons, the NCTA, Tumblr, and Yahoo. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Now, in our notes, we try to tell ourselves that we're going to run our conference on time, and one of the tricks of making the conference run on time is that we give away some prizes to people who are in their seats at the beginning of the session, or I should say in the hall, as we see some people still walking down. So last year we threw out Angry Birds, but this year we decided to try something new. Inside here are two T-shirts. One is a T-shirt for Personal Democracy Forum, and the other one's it also says Personal Democracy Forum, but it's labeled Able Bank. And the reason why it's labeled Able Bank is that a Personal Democracy Forum actually inspired a bank to be created. Some people who attended the conference several years ago realized that networks were going to create new forms of banking, and so they started a bank called Able Bank, and it's an online bank only, and because they are an online bank, their overhead costs are much lower, so their whole mantra is that they can, A, lower the cost of banking for individuals, but they're also giving a percentage of your savings, the interest that your savings generates, to nonprofit organizations that you choose, not that they choose. So they're trying to build a community bank online. And we're very happy to have them as a sponsor, and they've offered to give away a $250 bank account and a $25 donation to a charity of your choice to whoever catches their T-shirt in a second. And then there's a registration for next year's PDF, whoever catches the Personal Democracy Forum T-shirt. We did not want to be outdone. For those of you who are interested in winning a Microsoft Connect box, Microsoft is giving away some of those too, but you're going to have to give them your business card so that we can raffle it off and give you an opportunity to win one of those, and they're being collected outside as you leave the theater. So without further ado, let's see if this actually works. Nobody got hurt? All right. It's time to get going real quickly here. Thank you for indulging us, and thank you, Thomas, for stuffing the T-shirt so well. In our office, they kind of went like 3 feet and died, so I'm really surprised it went that far. Okay, so the schedule for the conference is available in your program. We encourage you to move to the center whenever you're coming down here. I know everybody likes to be clear near the aisle so you can escape quickly, but we want to make it easy for people to get in and out. No food or drink in the auditorium. We have a bookseller. There's a number of esteemed authors who are in attendance and are speaking on our stage. Their books are available for sale upstairs. Wi-Fi is available. It's on the back of your pass. Outlets are available on the right side of the theater here for those of you who need power. The hashtag for PDF is PDF12. And we are streaming live at personaldemocracy.com. I'm just going to ask you, please don't watch the stream while you're here. We're also, you'll hear a little bit more about this later this morning, but we started a new service at Personal Democracy Forum. It's called Personal Democracy Plus. It's an online premium news and tools service. And anybody who's in the hall or watching us online and tweets PD Plus, PD PLUS, will win a chance to get a free subscription to that service. And on Facebook, if you like us, we'll do the same. And with that housekeeping done, I'm going to introduce my partner in crime, Micah Sifry, who's going to tell you a little bit about how he curated this conference and what to expect, and then we'll get right into our first session. Thank you very much.
All right. Great.
You could do the same thing.
Hi, everybody.
You guys in Portland set up something called...
So, first of all, welcome. And before I talk a little bit quickly about the program, I want to introduce this gentleman who's standing next to me, Christopher Wong. Christopher is our new curator. Some of you may know I spent the semester this spring at Harvard. This conference would not be happening were it not for all of Chris's hard work. He doesn't want to say a lot, but I said I have to drag you out on stage. It is a huge job to manage more than 130 speakers, 22 breakouts, 46 or so keynote talks, and look, he looks calm. So I really just, please give Chris a round of applause for all his hard work. So quickly, because we're running a tiny bit behind, and I want to make up time. Very quickly, the big theme this year is the Internet's new power. And we're going to be addressing that in a variety of ways, but the overarching points that we're looking at. The first one is that in the past year, especially in the US, though around the world as well, we are seeing the emergence of the Internet as an interest group. Millions of people who either make their living from working on the net, help build the net, or identify with it, came out in defense of the Internet. And that is something new. It's been growing for a long time, but after all these years of talking about the Internet as an enabler of other movements, it seems as though the Internet itself is becoming a movement. And we are going to be hearing from many of the leaders of this rising force. We'll also be debating a bit where it's going, who can speak for it, and how to nurture this going forward. The second important theme is, as always, the technology as a change agent, and it's both a change agent in the ways we've been talking about for a long time here at PDF, but I think now the powers that be have discovered that it is a dangerous change agent. And so another theme running through the talks that you're going to hear over the next 2 days is not just how the net is being used, but how power is also reacting and trying to contain and constrain and perhaps nullify this force. And so the third question, we won't answer it, but we will certainly be wrestling with it, is how do we sustain this? And what can we do to ensure that this genie isn't put back in the bottle? Now, very quick comment about the breakout sessions. If you look in your programs, you'll see that in the afternoons, both days, today and tomorrow, we have 4 sets of breakouts. They are grouped in 5 major themes. So if you're interested in a particular theme, go to the 4 that fall under that theme, or just pick and choose, go to the speakers you're most interested in hearing. The themes being the global view, where we're going to continue to look at the international side of affairs. Internet freedom, what can be done to fight to expand it, and what are people doing on the cutting edge there. The politics of 2012, everything from what just happened in Wisconsin to, obviously, the presidential election. We government, how people are, whether in government or citizens on the outside working with public data, are trying to change and begin to open up and make government more collaborative and participatory and smarter and more effective. And finally, online organizing and campaigning. That track sponsored by PD+. I should mention, if you are a PD+ subscriber and you are watching, we are going to tape those sessions. The live stream is really just for these main hall sessions. We are going to tape the online campaigning sessions and make those available to PD+ subscribers after the event. One last thing, very quickly. I don't know if you can see up here behind me, we have something new we're going to try. We got feedback from you last year that you wanted the main hall sessions to be a bit more interactive. And people who know me know how important we feel it is for folks to ask good questions. That's one of the most important things you can do. So we're using a tool that the folks at the Berkman Center put up on the net. It's open source. They call it the question tool. You can access it from the web. You have to go to a web browser, type in, well, I can read you the whole URL. It's in your program. People will tweet this out so you have a link, but it's cyber.law.harvard.edu/questions/PDF2012. And you can either put a question in there, vote up a question, comment on a question. Chris and I, sitting over here on the side, will be monitoring that. And wherever we have time in the main hall talk, some of our speakers are deliberately going to leave a little bit of time in their talk. Others maybe will finish a little early. Wherever we have time, we will try and pull a question off the question tool into the conversation here. But it will also be a place where you folks in the group that used to be called the audience can participate and share with each other collectively what you're thinking about as you watch what's coming to you from up here. So without any further ado, I want to take us right into our first set of speakers. Andrew Rasiej will be bringing out on stage two very, very important members of Congress who I think from both sides of the aisle have shown leadership on the kinds of issues that matter to us here with regards to defending the internet. They both played a very important role in the fight over SOPA and PIPA. And without any further ado, Senator Ron Wyden, Representative Darrell Issa, Andrew Rasiej.